So we're going to be continuing with the design here by building the explainer video section. Now, the explainer video is very simple, but it's one of the most important sections of the website. Basically, a website or a SaaS or a brand needs some sort of clarification, uh, and exposition, you can say. So we will create a video section where the primary purpose of that section would be to show a good explainer video to the user for the user to understand what the brand actually does. So we're gonna be continuing with that. Let me just give ourselves a bit more space. From the 1024 pixels heights currently, I'm just gonna add 1024. Most people don't know this. You can actually do arithmetic mathematical operations here on the numbers on Figma, right? So 1024 plus 1024, or is the same as 1024 plus 2 times 2 actually. So we're gonna just add that to the Z. Notice how the wavy effect here continues all throughout the website. So yeah, let's continue. The first thing you have to do is we have to create the headline. So I believe that except for some exceptions, most of our sections should have a clear, understandable headlines, right? So let's just add that here. So the first one would be learn more about digital security, security and privacy. Okay, I misspelled this. So here will be our headline. Now we want the headline to be a bigger number. So let's just go around 56 here. And let's go and make the line height here around 56 or 58 here. Let's start with 56 and see if that's good enough. Let's just increase it just about 58, uh, around, around 64 here works perfectly. And obviously, as you might have guessed, we would want to make this a style, for the text style. So it's going to be basically a sans serif. That's going to be medium, I think, right? So it's medium. Sorry, we already use medium. It's going to be large. So we had extra large, and now we have large. It's going to be of regular weight. So let's just apply that. And obviously, since we did that, we want to go over to the brand and systems here and go down. Let's just duplicate this and give it this. So instead of extra large here, we're just going to be removing the large. And here we added a font style. Okay, great. Moving on. Uh, let's just increase this width a bit since we have some time, some we have some space here. Actually, this is good enough. So what we're gonna do here is do what we did here, right? So we're gonna go here and we're gonna take the digital security part, which is the primary focus of the headline. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna make it an instrument serif. I'm gonna take it and make it italic. Right? Increase the size a bit. So now we have this variation. We're gonna go here. Actually, we're gonna uh take this part and we wanna add a style for it, right? So it's serif. That's gonna be large and regular. And italic actually, IT. Okay, so now let's go into the brand system. Let's duplicate this. Let's go like this here. Sans serif. Here I believe I wrote it. I wrote it twice. Serif. Large. and italic. And that's it. So you will now move it down here. Actually here. Good. So you are having the font styles almost completed. Maybe you would add one or two more font styles and maybe a couple where we make it responsive. But it's almost complete here, so we can just continue with it. Now, obviously, we want to be consistent, right? So what I want to do is I want to go here. I want to give this a purple 500 color. So you can see this will give it more of a pop. Now we also need a description, right? So let's just duplicate this. So when you have a headline is something to like sell. A headline is something to intrigue, to make interesting. Most of the time you need a description to express what the headlines actually say. So we're just gonna have some description here. Watch our explainer. Video game or of what services and how is safe. Okay, so we will have this sort of headline here. Let's just drag it in a bit. One rule to have is that you don't want your headlines to be longer than your sub-headlines. You want them to be a bit smaller here. So this, like for example, this is a good size for it. Uh, yeah, okay. This is a good size for it now. As you can see, we're doing that all throughout. And that's like a law basically that it's good to follow. So now we're gonna take this button here, duplicate it, bring it here. You can see like this is a button, a component. So you see besides the primary, secondary, and we have this. So great. Now let's group these two, right? It's around 16 pixel gap here and here. So maybe 32. Name this header, uh, headline, let's say, and header this way. Now you can see I grouped them based on connectivity. So these two are more connected to each other. So 16 pixel gap. Since they are less connected to this one, we would give it a bigger gap, which is 32 pixels. Keep that in mind. Most people struggle with spacing, but spacing is actually very simple. Now let's continue. We're gonna have a rectangle here, or square. So it should be through the ratio of 1920 by 1080. We're gonna make it smaller. I just wanted the ratio here. And let's give ourselves a bit more space. That's good enough, I think. Let's give this a bit more radius. So the default we've been using was 8, but you see the 8 here has barely any effect on it because it's too big. Now we want to go increase it to 16. 16 is too small again. Maybe 24, and 24 now is much more visible. That looks much more better. So when you increase the size, the effect that a border radius, 1 pixel border radius has, decreases. So you want to increase the border radius when you increase the size. So here we would go to rectangle and rename it video container. Want to work on it a bit later. So let's first create a play icon here. It's very simple, a very simple uh play icon here. So uh let's drag a circle here, container icon, container. Then let's drag on, that's square, but Here we'll use the polygon tool, Figma. Let's just make it a bit darker to see, just to see it's better. So we're gonna go -90. And we're gonna place it like this, central it. So let's actually increase the size a bit here. And here the polygon, now it's better if we name it play icon. This would be the icon container. Icon and the icon container, and together they would be the play icon actually. Shift A. Yeah, okay. So this would be play icon. Now here, Figma has applied some styles. Well, let's add some more ourselves. Here we want the height and the width to be consistent to make the square. But first, let's give it corner radius here, 999. So here's our play icon, and just to keep consistent again, I'm going to give this 8 pixel corner radius. And now we can just put it in. If we give this a different shade, this would be easier to see, right? So now we take this and the video, and together they would be the video, right? And we're central line it, fixed width and fixed height here. But this should be consistent. Let's just increase it a bit. Let's go in and increase this. And also let's decrease this. Six here. Okay. So we have this play as our video section here. That's very simple. We just have to color it. So the way we color it is actually very simple. We just have to go into our variables here. I'm going to use the darker blue. Or we could actually create another style, but I think we can use this darker blue. And for the inner one, I'm going to use this blue, or white actually, it's white, followed by the primary color blue here. And this will be our simple video section. It's very effective. Like something you have to understand is this video section will not be displayed like this. Rather, it would be a video, and when you click it, this will never show. Instead of video will show. So this is a placeholder, but it's a good thing to have in your designs to simulate what real life websites will have again. So that's the best way to practice. So now we want to take these two elements, Shift A to auto layout them. We're gonna go with the video section. Let's just move this. Then we would go to round this. How much gap did we go here? Okay, this should be consistent. So we're gonna go 48 here, then 48 here too. So then we want to go here and go 96, 96. You see, it's double. Here's 2, 48. Then from 48, here we go 48, 96, doubling. So it's all about connectivity. The more connected the elements are, the closer they get to each other. The less connected the elements are, the further they get from each other. So now let's just drag up this one, and let's just take the nav bar on top, the video section on bottom, and we are getting somewhere in this website. Not too many sections are remaining, but we're going to be covering a lot more principles here. So yeah, so next time I'm going to be working on other sections, but for today this is enough.